And I hope that we wouldn't have to sit back here a year or two from now saying that when maintenance is due on it, that we're negotiating if we're maintaining it or not.
We'll just bring this out.
If we enter into this agreement, is what it states. That the Chamber of Main Street shall pay for all the expenses associated with constructing and maintaining the
I
signs.
just wanted to clarify that. Also, who selects what kind of signs are going to be put up there?
It's already done.
It's
already
already
done,
been done. They
so
brought
it's
it
been
before the
selected.
council.
I believe that was 2 council meetings ago.
Is that not here?
It's blue and it has rocks. I don't know whether you were here or not.
I don't have a copy with me tonight, correct?
Fieldstone on it. But they worked on a grant, and a lot of the money came from the grant, and it's been approved.
City is putting some money into it.
Yes.
We donated some. Is there any other discussion? Okay. I would call for an introduction and a second to consider the resolution to support the replacing of the entrance signs.
I'll make the introduction.
Is there a second?
Yes. I'll second that.
And we call for a vote.
Councilman Johnston,
Yes.
Muscat,
Yes.
Rennie,
Yes.
Frederick,
Yes.
Hampton. Motion carried.
Item 5 is an open forum for the council. Is there anything you wish to discuss this evening that's not?
Got 2 things I've been asked about. We talked once about eliminating the garbage tags and replacing it with a higher fee or something. Did we ever do anything on that, or are we still vacillating?
I've actually been looking into some short-term and some long-term options. At this time, they're still in the development phase. Until we have some hard numbers to put behind them, I really don't feel comfortable presenting them.
So it's not a dead issue, it's just a...
That's correct.
And I would address the fact that we've had some calls from some elderly people that say the reason is that they have a very difficult time getting their garbage to the end of their driveway or out where it can be picked up. And I've also been working with Horizons, and this is one of the things that they're working on, getting a list of volunteers that would be able to help do that. So I think that's something they're looking very seriously at, and I don't believe that it'll be a huge problem once they get this organized.
Our response on this garbage, last week we had last time we had a couple people here from different garbage companies. Are we going, did the garbage committee go look into that, or?
That will be some of the considerations. Since those were a little bit further developed, since they provided some proposals to us, I actually have been waiting, because there are some alternative options I want us to consider when we look into this issue. And that's why I'm developing a financial backbone for those, so that we give them fair consideration on all of these pre-prepared packages.
And how about the water at the fairgrounds? I got bit by a mosquito last night.
They spray.
Just one?
We placed tablets and did some spraying on Friday afternoon. And on top of that, I also spent some time with the fair board today. And they are preparing some plans to do some short-term pumping. Since we have now closed up the sanitary sewers, they're no longer using it as an option to drain the water out, since that gives us our a lot of I&I issues. There is an alternative plan that's now going back to the fair board for approval before we move forward on it. And then there is also more of a long-term approach that we discussed today that is being presented back to the fair board as well. Some things that the city would like to see them do out there.
I've been asked about gravel in some alleys. Has that been a consideration?
Inch top of the road too.
Yep.
Yeah, drive a little bit.
And the Trees Forever Committee meets tomorrow night at 5, and we have an agenda, and we'll be kind of making some plans for what we plan to do in short term and long term. And just a reminder, the visioning survey is being filled out from 4 to 7 on Tuesday. And then I think there's a presentation to follow, so there should be some information
Where's that meeting at 5?
Okay, and that is at the Iowa State Extension out at the east end of town.
Where are we at on the flower beds? Are we gonna have them this year? I mean, last year, the park board recommended we get rid of them, and the chamber volunteered to take care of them.
In fact, one of the things I plan on having at the next agenda of the park board is a discussion of this issue. So once we have some clear response from them on what their goal, if they plan on
Is
moving
it
forward on it.
true
or
the
not.
chamber said they weren't gonna do it this year?
The chamber has stated that it is not their intent of managing the process of maintaining the flower beds this year.
I thought we had different organizations.
It was being organized through the chamber.
Through the chamber, but there's organizations.
Yes.
behind each
But it was being organized through the chamber, and the chamber is asked not to be the party of organization this time.
We should probably get that meeting set for the park board or whatever, on Monday night.
There's going to be flowers that need to be soon.
Yep.
I think last year, didn't we have the city bought them, tilled it, bought them, and then they did everything else?
That's usually the reason.
When asked a couple council meetings ago, we were asked about the possibility of getting city water further out on South Fifth. We had any, obviously we haven't had any decisions made on that yet, but any kind of further information to give people.
At this point, we have had one meeting with that group. Since then, we have met with the current private property or private water line owners to review whether or not their interest existed to replace that line with a public line. We have spoken with all the representatives from each one of them now, and they have all said yes, that they are interested. We actually are now in the process of contacting Mr. Glass to see if Mr. Glass is interested in allowing the use of his property for the purposes of putting in that line. That's the only thing preventing us from moving forward with the engineers to get new quotes, because the current quotes are about 2 years old. Once we have all that information in hand, we'll schedule another meeting with them to discuss what kind of financial options the two parties are interested in. And then we'll move forward and offer it up for discussion to the council.
Well, just revisiting that visioning thing on May 20th, they're asking that a survey be filled out that's with regard to long vision planning as far as beautification of the city. It'd be good if as many people here that could fill out that survey. It's on a computer. That would be helpful. And I expect that there'll be something in the newspaper about that as well.
Don't we have a county league meeting Wednesday night?
Yes.
Thursday, Law?
Yes, it's at Wall Lake. The county league meeting is at Wall Lake. I believe we are having some political people there to speak to us. I think I read.
Who's got it? I can't make it.
This will be the last one for the summer, too.
Oh, really?
This is the last one.
There's also, what is it, regional,
Northwest Iowa League.
Northwest Iowa League, and that's coming up. Sandy, do you know the date?
I would guess the third Thursday normally, so if I was going to...
And I think it's in Sheldon. Is that
I have not
right?
seen the information on it, but I think normally...
Somebody sent me an
Yes.
email. It's in Sheldon.
this Thursday.
Yes, it is this Thursday.
I'll pass.
Okay. I understand, I asked Adam about the SMART conference, and he said there was some very good information about...
TIFs. Some information about how you can use TIFs, and I'll be developing some information to share with you next time around, so for the next council meeting. Parallel information about some alternative options on how you can use TIFs to improve our opportunity to recruit businesses.
If there is no further discussion, I'll call for a motion to adjourn.
I'll also move.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Call for a vote.
Councilman Frederick,
Right.
Hanson,
Yes.
Johnston,
Yes.
Muska,
Yes.
Brandy.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you, everybody.
We didn't
Thank you
have any
for coming.
clarification on that.
Really did a good job.
I won't be there tomorrow because I'll be out of town.